Material efficiency, this and durability. The durability aspect of it is really a new part of the sustainability and green building conversation. We'd always, for a long time, we spent a lot of time talking about where materials came from, whether they were made from recycled content, what they were made from, kind of what the ingredients were in them. And so we're taking all of that information and understanding the impacts, and then also adding an additional facet with regards to durability. And when it comes to materials and green building, durability and resiliency is something in South Florida. We have a demanding climate. Our buildings get blasted by the sun and drenched by the rain, and they need to be able to withstand that. When it comes to storm preparedness, the resiliency aspect of it is also very exciting. I don't think it'll be long before you're hearing in the conversation not just material efficiencies and understanding what the ingredients of all the materials are, not just their durabilities and how long they're going to last, but really what's the resiliency of these materials and even these buildings. And especially with municipal buildings, the idea of what other purposes can these places serve our community with. So instead of spending a lot of money on one or the other project, maybe it's an arena, maybe it's a city hall, maybe it's a school, but from the beginning of that design process, understanding that at some point there may be a need to use this facility as something other, to use it as a disaster relief mechanism, to use it to keep people in the community safe, to step from a time of trouble if a storm comes to getting back to a normal life, which is a powerful thing to do if you've ever been in a community that's affected by a storm. But for today, we really want to talk about moisture control, flashing, exterior doors, tile backing. It's really the practical side of material efficiency and durability, the kind of things that you can see right away if you're building a house or if you're looking for a house to move into. We talked a little bit about the walls and the importance of how the insulation is installed, but that whole assembly, the wall assembly, the roof assembly, the sheathing, the insulation, making sure that that those materials are dry, inspecting that when they're installed before the walls are closed up, that they've been protected. During the construction process, when the materials are arriving on site and the windows haven't been put in yet, that the materials are protected, that people aren't spilling soda pop on them, that people aren't, that they're not sitting in puddles and then getting installed in the walls. All of that just creates pest problems, creates moisture and mold problems down the road. So having a keen eye to keep the moisture out during the construction process is critical. The flashing is another control mechanism that you can use to direct water away from walls, away from cavities. Basically any horizontal ledger that you see on a house, whether it's a windowsill, whether it's a decorative band around the side of the building, whether it's a flat roof, all of these areas over a door, all of these areas can be flashed or provided with a drip edge in order to keep the water away from those critical junctions, those places where if water gets in on those materials, gets in on the caulking, gets in on the roofing membrane, time after time and time, it will wear it away, it will erode it. So by providing these types of flashings, keeping horizontal ledgers sloped away from the building really adds an aspect of durability that helps you reduce your maintenance and makes your environment in general not just easier to clean and maintain, but to look better. Roof overhangs, a lot of people stay away from these as architectural features. It's something that would go a really long way in the South Florida climate. Using the roof overhang as a shading device, using it to project daylight deep into spaces and to keep the heat out, it's a very powerful design tool. There's minimum roof overhang ratios, recommended minimum roof overhang ratios for buildings that are trying to achieve that type of performance, to shed water efficiently, to shade interior spaces efficiently, to provide daylighting efficiently. Have that conversation with your designers. Look at your property if you have that existing property that needs a facelift. And understand these are the types of things that can be designed in from the very beginning or even retrofit in at some point as an existing building anytime down the road. But don't be afraid to have that conversation with your designers, with your maintenance staff, and with the people that live and work on your properties. Roof surfaces, this again in South Florida, they're constantly getting assaulted by heat and rain. Anything you can do to reject the heat, to keep the heat off of those surfaces. Here you see a nice pitch, kind of a non-traditional looking roof, something that's aesthetically pleasing. If you have a second floor that's kind of looking down on a rooftop, or a higher level floor that's looking down on a rooftop, this is a really elegant solution to making that view a much nicer view, a much more appealing view. And it's typically these types of roofs where you see less problems, less leaking, less possibility of getting carried away in a large storm. So if you walk up in a house or a property and you're thinking about moving into it or buying it, and you see a roof that's made from asphalt shingles and it's black and it's tarry and it's got this gravelly stuff on it, that in the future is going to be difficult. It's going to absorb heat. It's going to make your space hotter. The granules are going to come off of it. You're going to get it in your downspouts. You're going to get it in your yard. You're going to get it in your garden. So this is one of those things that they're very competitive. These types of products are very competitive in the marketplace, but putting them on your property, it's that decision you make once, and it lasts for a really long time, and the benefits keep on coming.